This is a warning. The following episode contains themes of alcoholism, neglect, and child abuse. If any of these issues affect you in any way, please do not watch this episode. Okay, be brave. You can do this. You've done this 1,000 times before in various other games. Okay. Admittedly not as a child, but even so. I suppose technically I did. I played Siren. That involved playing as a child. A deeply irritating one-shot kill child, but a child nonetheless. So in theory at least I shouldn't be any stranger to this. You know, the more I think about Siren, the more I think the Bella sections had potential. I think the problem was they came alongside... Hello? Oh, you're there, game. I think the problem was they came alongside the adult sections, which I meant that as any of the adult characters, and I do mean any of them, you could quite handily cave in a Shibito's skull and just walk away. Don't even run, just literally just smack, walk away, continue investigating. So, the one-shot kill thing with Bella, it became frustrating rather than scary, quite quickly. I mean, if it had been a case that Bella could still defend herself, but it was a lot more difficult to do so, just encouraging you to hide rather than just making it your only option, when the rest of the game had been spent with you just bludgeoning your way through the undead, I think that would have worked a bit better. If that, or having you just play as Bella, with the adults being there purely for story reasons, to exposition and whatnot. I guess what's a big problem with Siren in its own respect was the giant cast. Well, not so much the cast or the size of it, but the fact that they kept interacting with each other. It's hard to be scared when you know there are people out there in the same position as you, and who are probably going to bump into you at least 2 or 3 times before things come to a head. Aha, speaking of coming to a head, I've got the Power Star, so let's hope for the best now, shall we? Right. Just so you know, you trenchcoat wearing freak. I've got a star, it's pointy. I'm not afraid to use it. Nice! I'm out of here, I win again, sucker!
What's this? You don't know what an elephant is? I'm the largest animal.
Good for you. I'm done with my own personal elephant. Made this a lot simpler. The raw monster, yeah, well I've got an elephant. Stomp.
We've got the final memory. Let's hurry.
It occurs to me, we've still got no idea why we're collecting these memories. At least I don't, anyway. Where the hell am I even go? Okay. That was hidden by one of the memory things. But clearly whatever's been doing this has also gone this way. The scratches on the back of the door. And all the gunk leads in this direction. Well, part of this seems like a good idea. Yep, hiding in a cupboard within a cupboard. So that's supposed to imply it's becoming increasingly difficult even, to hide from the monster. Her voice is getting a lot louder. Still works on my personal theory. So the kid hides and watches Mommy cry in a corner. Oh dear. Like I said, not good. Not good at all. Seems like I have no choice but to go this way though. So glad that's a thing. Monster apparently went this way. Let's have a quick check. No shite. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Run away, run away, run away, run away. Tube, time to escape. This is a new animation, that's bad. Get the fuck off my bear! The trenchcoat wearing freak! Jesus Christ. Teddy bear mutilation. And the screaming! Oh dear lord, the screaming! Ah! That's a thing I had to see and hear. I had to watch a teddy bear be mutilated as it screamed. Not since Shadow Man have I had to put up with that kind of nonsense. Ooh, no good, and the disfigured arm of my bear lands right next to me. Pretty gruesome when you think about it. Especially as the kid considers this bear alive. But once since I've played a game that did this. I'm lying, of course, every indie horror has done the lamp sequence since about 2008, but let's see where they go with this. Usually not with the remains of a friend falling down around you, but even so.
Not now.
That is possibly the most dismissive thing we've heard Mommy say this entire playthrough.
Not now, hon.
Yeah, I was right. It's getting pretty clear.
I said
Oh, shite. Yeah, there it is.
now.
Yeah, she was having a sip. And by a sip, I mean a gulp. And by a gulp, I mean she's basically an alcohol fish. This could have gone better, I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, good, we're in the dark. That can only end well.
Sweetie, be quiet now. Mommy had a very rough day.
So the trench coat thing is her, coming back from work and... Hello!
Please go somewhere else. I'll just...
Yeah. Molly was going through some hella depression. And drinking to cover it.
He will not take you from me.
Yep, like I said, custody battle.
If you can't be nice and do what Mommy says, I'm going to be very angry. None of us want that.
Oh dear. Some messed up stuff. I gotta admit, I was expecting a lot of things from this game, but... Yo, good lord. Like I said, rampaging drunk around the house while the kid hides. It's very unusual for any media to portray the mother as the one who does that kind of thing. It's usually the deadbeat dad, as I've already mentioned. Hence my own preconceptions earlier on. Yeah, this is a pretty unique take on things in that respect. The mom's the alcoholic, and the drunk, and a fiend. Did I ever tell you how I got these scars? Yeah. I think that's pretty much I think we've pretty much seen the genesis of the Joker here. Yeah, not good. That's what the whole memory thing was about. I think I get the general idea now. Because the kid is so young, he can't reconcile the identity of Mother, the woman who loves him, cares for him, or is supposed to, with the rampaging demon that stomps around the house trying to hurt him. He can't process they're actually the same individual. So they become two different things in his mind. I'd say the over-exaggerated and perception-coloured version of the mother, and then, like I say, the demon, the monster. The thing that oozes contempt and ill intent. I would explain, like, when she gets angry as well, where we get, like, the audio distortion flashback. It's like a visual representation of the cognitive dissonance that's going on. That the kid is unable or unwilling to acknowledge that it's the same person. And are we to imply that he's basically been hiding in the cupboard this entire time, but Mommy had one of her latest drunken rampages? Is that what we're supposed to infer, is it? This entire thing has actually been his perception of him looking for a place to hide, or she gets over it. That's messed up, no matter how you look at it. So I'm just see if I can get the timeline right. At some point, this kid's mom and dad divorce. She gets custody. She does not handle being a single parent well. Between work and looking after the kid, she turns to the hooch. Enter, I'm presuming, by the sound of it, either the dad or a social worker of some sort. And yeah, her behavior goes even further downhill. She gives up on even vaguely trying to be a decent mother. And the kid spends most of his nights hiding, terrified in a cupboard. She rampages drunkenly around the house, presumably blaming the kid for whatever happened between her and Daddy Dearest. You know, judging on the drawings, the more I look at them, it's intimated from the drawings that she may have actually physically attacked the child at some point or another as well. That one line we just got in the flashback as well. Be nice or mommy will be angry, and no one wants that. Fuck yeah. That's not good, no matter how you look at it. Jesus Christ. Apparently work makes her angry as well, hence why he's scared of seeing her come home in the coat. It's a nice take on the whole perception colours reality thing, this. The fact that... You hear that? Shit. She's in the kitchen crying, isn't she? Do you reckon she's sober yet, or are we still in danger? That'd be the question now, wouldn't it? That would be the question. Jesus Christ. Yes, this is the first time I've played a game that deals with this kind of an issue. Hey, NES games, awesome. Okay, whatever. Beer bottles bloody everywhere, Jesus Christ. She'd be paralytic by now, never mind mopey. And she was the one who ripped up the bear. Daddy's present. God, you're a messed up woman. Just gonna take my bear if you don't mind?
Stay away from me!
Jesus bloody Christ, what the hell is wrong with you, wench?
I'm sorry. I never meant to.
Yeah, I'll tell that to social services.
It's too much.
Bitch is going down. I'll get her to say about it anyway. Seriously, any social worker worth their salt walks in on this, sees the pictures, they're gonna know exactly what to do.
What? Come here. Did you like your gift? What happened to his arm? Don't worry. We'll fix him up.
Okay, so I'm guessing social worker then. That doesn't sound like the words of a father. That sounds like someone talking to a kid they don't actually know, per se. And that's where it ends. So I was sort of right in that respect. Social worker walks in at exactly the wrong moment, finds the aftermath of one of her drunken binges. And yeah. Well, that was messed up, I'm not gonna lie to you. Using a classic horror game setting to describe the impact of neglect and child abuse on a child from the perspective of a child. That's unique. Messed up. Deeply, deeply messed up, but unique. Well done, guys. Well done. I mean, for a purely gameplay perspective, there were some definite issues. I mean, the really terrible collision detection. Yeah, that's just hitbox, or collision box, whatever you want to put it, for the child was far too big for the character model. It's far too easy to get stuck on the edge of objects and such. Like that scene where I got the star and I was basically trapped underneath a plate and couldn't stand, couldn't move. That was deeply irritating. Also could have done with a few adjustments to the physics. Or specifically to the gravity model. There were times when I'd open or shut things in such a fashion that gravity should have, pulled them open or closed the rest of the way, and nothing happened. They just stopped when I stopped interacting with them. I mean, there was some momentum carrying over, but additional Forces like, I say, gravity, just weren't there apparently. There weren't enough variables interacting with the physics objects, is what I'm saying. But, I suppose that's a nitpick, really. I mean, or it might just be yet another limit of Unity. So we all know my issues with Unity. It's just really not a good engine. It doesn't render or maintain things very well. I mean, you guys didn't see it, but there was actually a glitch I had to cut out where Unity loaded the sliding draw thing in the wrong position. So instead of going through the hole in the wall, it was just smacking into the wall. I couldn't progress. I had to stop and restart that segment of the game. In case you were wondering why I seemed to run straight to the closet, that was why. I already knew that's where I needed to go, but I couldn't progress because the game had loaded, as I say, the sliding drawer in the wrong position. It had loaded it inside the wall. So, yeah, but I don't think there's really anything else to it. I mean, the game does an excellent job of making you feel threatened, but you get the sense that the monster doesn't particularly care about you personally. Considering where the story goes, it would make more sense if the monster was actively searching for you, rather than just stomping around. At least I think so, anyhow. On that, I mean, you know I've got no trouble with games that get rid of combat. I hate combat in games, for the most part. It's just often just chucked in there as a staple rather than having any actual purpose. So I got no problem with this being just a purely evasion game. That's fine by me. Definitely creepy overall. I can tell you for a fact, the subject matter here that it deals with is going to stick with me for quite a while afterwards. This is one of those games I'm going to be thinking of for the next couple of days, story-wise. Damn. But yeah, overall, good experience. Like I say, definitely scary. It was a plus. It uses the perspective of the child very, very well. It influences everything in terms of gameplay. As I've already mentioned, like, you try to move objects in the way of doors to keep the monster at bay. And not only does it make a terrible racket, which, if you played a lot of horror games, goes against every instinct you could possibly have, but also it takes a long time, because the kid just seriously doesn't have the physical presence to do it quickly. That adds to the sense of threat. That even the limited options for defense you have are going to be clumsy and awkward to put in place, because your character is a child. It has that sense of vulnerability. But it also opens up some unique options for evasion. I mean, only a child could have hidden literally underneath the book stands, like you do in the library level, that sort of thing. An adult character couldn't have done that. Maybe an adult character could have sprinted straight through the area and just leaped over the ford entirely, but you get what I'm saying. That's nothing actually, there's no jump function at all. If you want to cross an object, you've got to find things to physically transport you across, be that ledges, chairs, whatever. Like an object you've got to interact with in your slow and clumsy fashion and clamber atop of. So yeah, so that is definitely a positive. You playing as a child is not just a story element, it interacts and informs the gameplay as well, that's good design. I've discussed before in stuff like Tomb Raider where gameplay and story don't mesh, or they even jar against each other. This was not a case. I say key elements from the story interacted with the gameplay well and vice versa for the most part. These are the longest credits I've ever seen. They literally listed every single person who donated here. That's what's going on. I'm getting the impression it is. They've literally just stuck a giant list of everyone who contributed to the Kickstarter. It's all very well and good, but when you're using, plain white and, black text, it doesn't make for exactly stimulating viewing. I don't know if there is anything worth seeing at the end of this credit sequence, but even if there is, I'm not exactly inclined to stick around at this point. I think I might actually do that. I might just sort of head on my way, as it were. If you guys want to watch the end, see if there's anything there, I'll leave all the credits in. But yeah, I definitely recommend this game overall. It's only about a tenner. It's not exactly a long game. It's about 3 hours long, if that, depending on how much time you take to, explore. So yeah, positive reviews overall. few niggles with collision detection and such, but overall, yeah. 10 out of 10, so to speak. Okay. Thank you all for watching. I have no idea what I'm covering next. I mean, this game didn't last as long as I was expecting, really, so... I know I might do a bit more Final Fantasy, I might record some more Dark Souls stuff, you know, just little snippets here and there to fill in the gaps between now and when I get my hands on a murdered Soul Suspect. So yeah. Okay. Right. See you around, folks. Bye-bye now.